Jó reggelt kívánok! Hogy vagy? Jó? Oh goodness gracious! Start of another day, and I actually went live before I had intended to. But anyway, it's all good as long as I have my coffee. I was looking for ways to prop up my camera, and I accidentally pushed the button to go. I pushed the button to go live, and here I am. So anyway, it's start of a hmm. Well, even if the coffee's in the bag, you see, even if it's even if it's tea bag coffee, that's what I call it. I call it tea bag coffee. Even if it's tea bag coffee, then it's still good. And you know what I like about the biscotti that Carlo got me? What I like about it, aside from it being classic European, I like the fact that it's small enough that I can have two of them. And I don't feel guilty having two of them because two of these are about the same size as the Costco, you see? So, but it's just the thought, it's the thought that I'm having two instead of one that really, really appeals to me. So, there is I went about my morning, waking up today, and as I was going about in this quiet, cozy little home, a poem came to mind. Interestingly enough, and the poem, I'll read it to you. It's not a very long poem, but the poem, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard it, but it's always good to. This is the kind of poem or kind of thing that, like Desiderata or something like that, that you can read over and over and over and always appreciate it. And this is a poem here that reads: One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life, and for each scene he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and one belonging to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand, and he noticed that oftentimes along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that, interestingly enough, that one set of footprints happened at the lowest and saddest times of his life. And it bothered him, and he questioned the Lord, and he said, Lord, you said once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I've noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there's only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. And the Lord replied, my son, my precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. And I was going about my morning today. I was going about my morning and waking up to make my coffee and everything like that. And I found myself thinking about, I didn't find myself thinking about that poem because I'm going through a difficult time right now. I'm not going through a difficult time right now. I'm quite comfortable. I'm not going through a difficult time. But as I woke up and I came downstairs and I'm making my coffee and the house is quiet and I'm basically at the bottom of the world. I mean, if you look at a map, Ocean Grove is just a puddle jump or a stone throw away from Antarctica, and so I found myself thinking of the uncertainty of what lie ahead. I found myself thinking of the coming weeks, the coming months, and the uncertainty of and yes, I washed my hands um, as I wiped the sleep out of my eyes. Um, I found myself thinking about the uncertainty of what lie ahead. And as I thought about that, as I thought about the uncertainty, that poem came to mind for whatever reason. And it just reminded me that no matter how bad it gets, how tough it gets, that I've always got the Lord. And, that may sound, I don't know how that'll sound to some of you. I really don't care how it sounds to you or not. But fact of the matter is that's what I believe. It was interesting yesterday. John made a comment that it was striking to him how calm I was. How calm I am. And I don't know. I just think that the stronger one's faith, the stronger one's faith, the better one is able, the better one is able to cope with all the trials and tribulations of life. But I got to tell you something. I feel in this little home here, I feel so comfortable. I really do. I feel comfortable. I feel safe. Now, I'm only here for one more night. I could say I probably could book more nights, but I didn't check. Silly me. I didn't check to see if they have internet or not. And they don't have internet. And that's all good. That's more on me. I should have checked to see if they have internet. But I can use my phone, and I can tether my phone to my laptop, and I can work just pretty much as if they had internet. I'm just not going to be uploading videos or any watching Netflix and stuff like that. But anyway, so I went to bed last night relatively early, and boy, it felt peaceful. It felt peaceful. It felt secure, comfortable, and I just slept all night. I just slept all night like a baby, and I woke up this morning, and the other feeling that I get is I feel safe. Interestingly enough, I feel safe, and that's important. That's ultimately what I'm looking for during these trying times is the feeling of safety and security. Comfort, comfort, and all the other stuff. That's that takes backseat to safety and security. And so anyway, it's just an um, interesting take on the situation. I thought to share this with you here. I think it was Mark. Yes, Mark made a comment on my check-in video yesterday about how he has about how my travels and my check-in videos with Airbnb and everything has really opened his wife and his eyes um, to exploring Airbnb. And you know, for those of you out there, that wish to think about Airbnb, I can send you a link, and then you get a discount on your first night, which oftentimes would be the first night free, and then I also get a link for a discount on a stay. But the thing about Airbnb is, oftentimes people are so accustomed to checking into a hotel with the front desk and the whatever. But if you use due diligence, to get my 50-cent word in there for the day, you can find some really, really nice places on Airbnb. You really can. I mean, it's just a wonderful way to travel more times than not. And here is this isn't a hotel. This is a home. It's a home. It's a wonderful, wonderful home. And the owner of the home put together this little information book, Christie's Place, the history, a hidden gem. Christie's Place needed a lot of love and attention when we first found it. Today we are now proud to call this apartment a hidden gem. And we hope you too can feel the warmth we do here. I titled the stay Christie's Place as my daughter Christy made this her home for the last 5 years. Through Christie's decorating and caring nature, she has converted a house to a home, welcoming not only friends but animals who needed to be cared for before they were rehomed. Christy is a veterinarian and continues to love and care for animals. We hope you enjoy your stay and respect this house as you would your home. And there it is, Christie's Place. Be interesting to meet Christy, but anyway. So something interesting happened last night. Yesterday, I should say. I did a drive down the coast, the Mornington Peninsula. What a spectacular place. The Mornington Peninsula. Oh my goodness. Just a magical, magical place. And I headed all the way down. I wanted to get down to Portsea, which is at the very tip of the peninsula. And on one side of the tip, you've got the bay, I guess. And the other side, you have the roaring ocean. And it's pretty windy. It's pretty windy. So I got to I was playing beat the clock to catch the ferry to come over here to Ocean Grove. And I wanted to get in one last attraction, which was called the London Tower. You can Google it. London Tower, Portsea, Portsea. So I left Portsea and drove over to the London Tower. And I got there, and I got out of the car with my camera and my drone, and off I walked 100 meters or something to see about, doing a drone flight, all that. I got back to the car. And I got in and put my stuff in, and off I drove. I get down to the ferry. Plenty of time, 30 minutes before the ferry's going to take off. I pay my fare, about $30. I pay my fare. I get on the ferry. Or no, I'm sorry. I get in the queue. I get in the line to get on the ferry. And I'm sitting there in my car with about 30 minutes to spare. And my phone rings. My phone rings, and the guy comes to me and he says, some guy picks up the phone. He goes, Tom Hall? I said, yeah, it was an Australian number. He said, I've got your drone. I said, what? He said, I've got your drone. I said, where are you? He said, I'm up in Portsea. I said, Portsea? What? And right away my mind started racing. And I realized what I had done. I had gotten back to the car and I had put the drone, one moment, I'll show it to you. So I had put the drone on top of the car and I drove off and I said, well, I'm at the ferry. I'm at the ferry. I'm in the line to the ferry. I can't, people in front of me, behind me, everything. And he said, well, how much time do you got? And I said, I got about 30 minutes. And he said, I'll bring it down to you. He said, but I got to tell you, it doesn't look good. I said, it doesn't? He said, no, it looks like somebody ran over it. I'm thinking, oh God. And right away, I remembered, I thought, how'd he find me? You see? I put my name and my phone number right there on the top and my email. So there it is. So that's why you label everything when you travel. But anyway, so he brought it back to me, and I was expecting to, get it back in pieces. And you know what? It was somewhat salvageable. There were a couple little things that broke. The biggest thing is this little thing right here, if you can see it. You see this little piece here, the landing gear, that little piece there is broken. But as soon as he brought it to me, I turned it on. I turned it on and I fired it up, and I was able to fly it. And I don't know if there's other damage to it, but anyway, we will see, as the saying goes. We will see, as the saying goes. But anyway, that's about it, folks. Down here in Australia, they have, just like we do in the States, they have states. They have New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, South Australia, the Northern Territories, all that kind of stuff. So they have states just like we do. And I got a call from Carlo. I got a call from Carlo yesterday telling me that Australia, the states are starting to lock down. So Carlo said that I'm stuck in Victoria. And he gave me some reassurance. He said, oh, mate, you're in a good place. If you got to be stuck in Australia, Victoria is a good place to be. Now, I can't imagine that he's a little biased towards Victoria because that's where he lives. But anyway, so here I am. I'm stuck in Victoria. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm staying the rest, tonight I'm staying here. And then for the rest of the week until Saturday, I'm staying with this gentleman who is a retired lecturer. I can hardly wait. He's probably going to lecture me all day and all night. But I'm staying with a retired lecturer and his partner, and in a nice home too. It looks like it's just a gorgeous home. But I think that ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back on the ferry, and I'm going to go find a place to stay on the Mornington Peninsula. And I was shopping this morning for places, and I'm going to find a place that's comfortable, and I'm giving myself a budget of about $2,500 to find a place for the month of April. That's what I got. I was getting $4,000 a month for my place in Florida. So I got to put that frugal mindset aside and live a little, as people tell me. And I found a place just north of the town of Mornington, which would mean it's not even an hour from Carlo. And we will, I think I'm going to try to stay over there. And you know what they have down there? And you just Google this. Just Google Parade of Penguins. Parade of Penguins. I think it's on Phillips Island, just off of the peninsula there. It's a day trip. And you can stay on this island, Phillips Island or whatever. I could even rent an Airbnb on this island. But Every night, every night about sunset, all these penguins come in from the ocean and they come walking up the beach. And you can sit there on the beach and they walk right past you. And boy, I thought that would be a cool video. You know, the parade of penguins, Tom Hall, the parade of penguins. But we will see, as the saying goes. It's right now. It's just day by day. It really is. It's day by day. And I got to tell you, you know what? I don't know what I would do without all of you out there that watch my videos and leave the comments and stuff like that. It gives me it takes the edge off of loneliness, so to speak, and it takes the as far as isolation and everything. It really helps with that. Your comments and your support and everything. Boy, it helps more than you would imagine. So anyway, with all that said, I need to get on with my day. They're going to close everything down now too. There's going to be no more, stores. I don't know when they're doing it, today, tomorrow, something like that. But they're closing everything down. And the only thing that they're not going to close grocery stores. What? What are you looking at? Oh, the girly cup. You're wondering why such a masculine guy like me. You're wondering why such a masculine guy like me is holding such a I don't know where my kangaroo cup is. It's somewhere out in the car or something like that. But anyway, so that's about it, folks. Time to get on with my day, whatever my day entails. And it's Monday morning here, Sunday for a lot of you watching this. But it's Monday morning here, and I'm going to sit down at my desk over there and put in a day's work. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to try to go shopping. I want to find before they close all the stores, if they haven't already. I want to find some autumn clothing. I'm going to be here for the month of April at least, and it's turning autumn down here. And aside from that one sweater that I was just wearing, all of my clothes are kind of like reach the beach, and so I want to see if I can't go find a store somewhere like a Target or something like that and do a little shopping. But anyway, all right. So everybody out there, have a great day, okay? And take care.